This is John Loughran Viewed Your Profile. This episode's guest, Aaron Wattenberg from Empiricus and the new president of the Association of Medical Media. Hi again, everybody. Hope all's been well. Holy heck, has it been cold out on the East Coast. I've got about 8 feet of snow on my lawn that's been there for over 2 weeks. I can't wait for pitchers and catchers to report for spring training and get some warm vibes going. But of course, the stupid groundhog says it's going to be a long winter. Listen, I don't care if he is from Pennsylvania. Ugh. Hey, save the date. The 2026 AMM Nexus Awards are right around the corner. Tuesday, April 28th, again at the gorgeous Liberty House in Jersey City. Celebrate the best of the best in sales in our industry, as well as the great humanitarians that generously give their time to others. Open bar, dinner, it's going to be a great night. So I recently learned something new about myself, and that is that I like cheesy Hallmark holiday movies. And there's nothing wrong with that. The heart wants what the heart wants. On a recent work team retreat, we had some downtime, and the default channel on the main TV at our meeting was playing some holiday Hallmark movie channel. It took me and two other guys that I work with about 30 seconds to get sucked into the plot. It was winter, Christmas, a snowstorm, unexpected love. I grabbed a glass of wine and cozied up. Afterwards, I demanded that we put on SportsCenter, but everyone had seen what had just happened. I actually wrote the plot for my own movie on the flight home from this trip about a flight delay and finding love at 35,000 feet. Not the mile high kind of love at 35,000 feet, just two people innocently falling for each other and sharing an embrace during some turbulence. I'm currently trying to sell my script. Please don't steal my idea. Another new thing is that my company, Intervid Media Solutions, did the coolest thing ever recently, further spurring our growing sports marketing division. If anyone watched any of the college football bowl games, you probably saw the Coca-Cola bowl season logo on the field. Intervid Media brokered that deal between bowl season and Coke. There was a lot of talk internally about the big Coke deal going down. It was a good thing Mr. Furley from Three's Company didn't overhear any of these conversations, or there would have been trouble. The Super Bowl just happened, and fortunately, the Dirty Patriots lost. The Eagles weren't in the game this year, so I wasn't really all that interested, other than in the block pool that we were in. My wife and I actually won a couple bucks by hitting the third quarter numbers, 2-0. And we would have hit the final score as well if the Pats had made that late 2-point conversion that they missed. Oh well. But back to business. We have a great guest for this episode, and I'm really looking forward to speaking with him on a ton of topics. He is Aaron Wattenberg, VP Strategic Partnerships at Empiricus, and new president of the Association of Medical Media, our good friends at the AMM. Sorry, man. I'm a wrestling fan, so I can't say the phrase "and new" without making it seem like you're the new world champion.
You got to sell it. I get it.
You got to sell it, man. Got to sell it. Did I pronounce your name right? Is it? It's not Aaron, is it? It's Aaron.
I get that quite a bit. It is Aaron, but that's a running joke within the house and the greater community. Love it.
Yeah. I wish that was a Loughran original, but obviously I stole that from Key and Peele. So your background is all white, and it basically looks like my yard, which is still frozen over for the last couple of weeks. How you been handling the winter? You've been enjoying it, or?
Winter's been it's been a rough one. First off, thanks for having me, John. I really appreciate this. This is fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the winter's been a rough one. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting these types of frozen temperatures. We had a couple of frozen faucet issues.
Oh.
Typically we go skiing in the winter. We went up to Vermont this weekend, too cold to even get out. There was like -8 degrees out. So like not going to hit the mountain. So, but looks like it's starting to warm up a little bit. And we've hit Super Bowl. So at this point, it's kind of like now we're kind of looking forward into March Madness and then the spring and
Nice.
started baseball season and
Pitchers and catchers and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Warm thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah.
I actually just took my dog out a little bit before we hopped on this call, and it wasn't like 8 degrees like it's been the last 2 weeks. So I can, as much as that stupid groundhog says it's going to be a long winter, at least it's starting to warm up a little bit. I mean, not warm by any stretch of the imagination. It's still like 28 degrees, but it beats 4.
Exactly. At this rate, I'll take 20 degrees, 25 degrees.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Super Bowl. Did you do anything cool? Did you go to a party or anything?
We go to our neighbor's house pretty much every year. Top-notch foods situation. Just love it. Great, great apps. You've got your variety of dips. He's amazing with the smoker, so you can usually get some brisket in there. They did these I don't know. They're from the upstate New York area, so have you ever heard of beef on a weck?
I have not.
This is new to me. It's basically like a hot roast beef sandwich. They've got the au jus on the side and the horseradish cream, so you make your own sandwich. Phenomenal.
Wow. So I call that a French dip.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell's a beef on a weck? What is a weck? Is that roll upstate New York for roll?
You got me. I have no idea, but they do put a little on the roll. They throw a little like salt and caraway seeds on top, so it's like a little bit fancy.
Nice.
Yeah.
But, so you said we go. I do extensive research for this, so I did a whole background check, and fortunately, you have no felonies that anybody needs to know about. But you got kids, right? You got kids?
I do. 2 of them. Picked them up at Costco. They were on sale that week. No, I've got Ellie is my daughter. She's 17 years old. She'll be 18th later this month.
Wow.
She's a senior in high school. And then my son Matthew, he's 15. He's a freshman in high school.
Wow. I have a freshman in high school and a 6th grader, and high school's no joke, man.
Nope. He's learning that pretty quickly too, that it's no joke. He needs to step it up a little bit, be a little bit more like his sister.
Is your daughter looking at colleges, or is she gonna work?
Yeah, she's got pretty much heard back from most of her colleges. So now we're in the process of going on some visits and those accepted student visiting days and kind of narrowing it down, and I guess she'll make a decision by May 1st. So it's an exciting time for sure. It's definitely been a roller coaster. I'm sure you'll find out soon.
Yeah.
But it's an exciting time for sure.
Does she want to go away somewhere? It seems like a lot of people that I talk to that have kids that are in college, they're all going to like Arizona or Texas or Florida. I mean, what's wrong with Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Exactly. We'd love to keep her close by. I think she wants to get a good distance away from us, which I don't blame her. But I don't. The West Coast isn't one of those options. So I think she's as far west as Indiana at Purdue, and then she's looking north, both north and south. So, I'm taking her up to Vermont in a couple of weeks. We'll see if that cold makes the difference in her decision making or not.
Yeah. Oh my God. So you said Indiana, not Indiana University, but you said Purdue.
Purdue, yeah, that's one of the
Boilermakers
on the list. Yeah.
Nice.
Glenn Robinson.
Right, so let me get this straight. So it said on LinkedIn that you're in Larchmont, New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that's like a not far outside of Manhattan, right?
Yep, it's a suburb outside of the city. It's about like a 30-minute drive in, barring no traffic. So yeah, we're pretty close to the city, which is great.
Okay, are you originally from New York?
I am. Yeah, I actually grew up in Westchester County on the other side of the county, Ossining, New York, which is on the Hudson River. So it's one of the river towns, and grew up there. Was living in the city. That's where I met Jamie, my wife. That's where we had our kids, and then not too long after that, I dragged them out, kicking and screaming for a taste of the burbs again. So we stayed in Westchester. Now we're on the Long Island Sound side of the county in Larchmont. So close to like New Rochelle, Mamaroneck.
Oh, okay. New Rochelle. I've used to go there a lot back in the day.
Yeah. So we're
Uh,
one town north of there.
nice, nice. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're from New York State, New
Yep.
York City area.
Yeah.
Now, I don't hate this. I actually love this. You like the Eagles, like I do.
Oh yeah.
How in the world is that legal?
So huge Eagles fan. It started probably back when I started to really get into football, which was probably around, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. Randall Cunningham had
Randall.
just come into the league.
Yep.
He's like the modern day Lamar Jackson. So for the youngsters listening,
Yeah.
it was like basically if you like Lamar Jackson now, that was Randall Cunningham. And they had that sick defense with Buddy Ryan. I can name every player on that defense with Reggie
Reggie
White.
White, Jerome Brown, Clyde
Oh,
Simmons, Seth
incredible.
Joyner, Eric Allen,
Yep.
Andre Waters,
Andre Waters, Byron
yeah,
Evans. Yeah, I mean,
Wes
just
Hopkins.
yep, exactly. So yeah, you name them. So that's what got me started, and I love the Kelly Green unis, was dug the helmets as well. So
Yeah.
like all that, and my dad at the time, he liked both the Jets and the Giants. I don't think he had a preference and didn't really push me towards one. His only concern was that I was a Yankees fan. As long as I was a
Ah,
Yankees fan, it was all good. So I am from New York. I am a Yankees fan. I'm a huge Knicks fan as well. Hockey could kind of care less. I guess I'm an Islanders fan, maybe.
okay.
But when it came
You and Adam Sansolo.
to, oh
He's a
yeah,
big Islanders
yeah,
guy.
yeah, we got to get to a game together.
Yeah.
But when it came to football, 100% Eagles, and that's actually my favorite of all the sports, and by far my favorite team. So yeah, Eagles above everything.
That was the best thing ever. And that's funny because we're about the same age. And I was imagine that because the Giants won the Super Bowl in like 86 and 90.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
the
then again,
Eagles were,
when they beat the Patriots, so like, yeah, there were a number of years when I was like, this was not the best decision. But
nah,
the past 7 years have been very good to us,
they
and
have
it
been.
seems like it continues to go in that direction. So excited for the future, and yeah, not
Yeah.
gonna not gonna change. That's for sure.
I remember being young and Randall was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the ultimate weapon. And I
Yes,
mean, he invented, what Lamar Jackson does, what all these guys do. He's the original. And
he's the OG when it came
yeah,
to like the running quarterback who could just do it all. Yeah, he was
he
the
had
man.
a cannon of an arm too. I mean, I remember against the Bills throwing a 95-yard touchdown to Fred Barnett from the end zone. And
I still remember I was a Monday Night Football game against the Giants, actually, when he's just scrambling around. They have him down.
yeah,
He puts one hand down just to keep himself upright and sidearms it with that cannon for a touchdown. Just like one of the most amazing plays I remember seeing.
yeah.
So,
Totally. I think it was, I forget who it was, maybe Carl Banks or somebody had him dead to rights.
yep.
Hit him low. He went down, stayed up, threw a touchdown, and
Yeah, incredible.
everybody went crazy. All
Yeah.
right, dude. I could talk about the Eagles. I'd have you on the whole afternoon, and nobody would watch this. But so let's move on. Little academic background here. I like to
Not
start.
my strong suit. Not my strong suit, but let's continue.
That's hard to believe, man. But so you went to a college with a weird name. It's the University at Albany, not the University of Albany. The University at Albany. Is that like the Ohio State? The
Kind
University
of.
at Albany?
I think the State University of New York system, the SUNY system, is
Uh-huh.
kind of strange like that. So wherever the location is, it's at Albany or at
Gotcha.
Binghamton, whatever it might be. But yeah, a little strange there.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I've got to pick out every little stupid thing and bust chops. How was the University at Albany? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. It was a great time. I think at the time they were considered one of the top party schools.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a good time. I think that kind of relates to my college career. I started out, it was SUNY Albany was kind of part of my journey, but started out at University of Rhode Island, which also was considered a party school at that time.
Oh.
Had an awesome time, but definitely wasn't for me academically. So transferred from there, and then ended up at Albany. So part of the journey, but definitely a good time across the board.
Well, I mean, shoot, if you were in college today, that would be the norm. You transfer 5 times. You'd
Yeah,
be at a different school every year if you were an athlete.
that's
Which
right. Exactly. I'm not the transfer portal type of guy, but yeah, that would have been nice if I could
and
play.
a little NIL money would have been nice in college. Yeah, I wouldn't have been
Sure.
drinking Natty Light and God knows what. All right, so you went to the University of Albany, had a great time. We actually have kind of a similar career path
We
in
do.
that we both started our careers in media before going into wildly successful sales careers, as I like to call it. So tell me a little bit, how'd you get started in this industry?
Yeah, so I had a friend of mine who was working at an agency in in the art department. So she slid my resume in an agency called KPR, Clear Phillips and Ross, which is no longer around. But my first gig was working for Lori Page and Amy Levinson,
Okay.
still in the industry
Yes.
titans. So it was one of those situations where you're thrown right into the fire, and you just kind of have to sink or swim, right? So
Yeah.
hung on there as long as I could. Really learned a ton. Just really, really amazing experience. So I think I was there for about a year and a half or so before making a move. But it was really like the foundation of learning the industry. It was great.
Gotcha. I know you had, before you got into sales, you had a stint at Optimedia.
Yeah.
I remember going up there, and I don't remember. You might have been gone at the time, but did you cross paths at all with the late great Jerry Lanzalotti and Latoya Richardson?
So I did not work with either of them when I was there. So I must have left before they arrived. I worked with Jackie Singley and
Okay.
Mike McGovern.
Yeah.
Those were my people. So yeah, we didn't cross paths, but it wasn't until after. So Optimedia was my last stop before I went into the sales role, and at that point, I did get a chance to call on Jerry and Latoya. Jerry, we had a really good working relationship, but it wasn't until he moved to the Upper East Side when I was there. He was rooming with a buddy of his, and at that point we got to be a little bit more social and got to hang out with him outside of work. And just like, what a great guy, just a quality individual. I definitely miss him a lot.
Yeah.
As far as Latoya goes, still would call on her at the time too, and also just really great person, great individual. Haven't spoken with her a lot recently, so miss her too. So Latoya, if you hear this,
Yeah,
please reach out. Love to catch up.
I'm gonna tag her when I post this because we'd be talking about her, and it's been a couple years since I've gotten to talk to her as well. I'm not even sure. I kind of want to look at her profile, but I'm not.
There you go.
As much as I do on LinkedIn, I'm a cheap bastard, so I don't have like the premium or anything. So if I ever look at someone's profile, they get a notification. This is where the name of the show comes from. John Loughran viewed your profile.
That's how I knew the show was coming up, because I saw you viewing my profile. I'm like, I better be next on the list.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's where I do a lot of my research. So you had a couple years in media, learned a lot, just like myself. Then how did you get into the sales side of things?
Yeah, so I guess throughout my agency experience, people like supervisors and my bosses around would say that you're really good in front of the clients. You might want to consider like account exec work or something like that. And at the time, that's when I was dating my wife Jamie, so thought like start to make a little bit more money in sales, so that was definitely a driver behind it. But I always did enjoy the part about after you create a media plan, the whole presenting it to your brand team. And I really always enjoyed getting in front of them and collaborating with them and working with them on the plan. So I think from that standpoint, it felt comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of really the driver that led me into moving over to sales.
Gotcha.
How about you?
Yeah, it's funny. Like a lot of my colleagues at CMI at the time, they were like, "Oh, Johnny, you should go into sales. You'd be great." And I'm thinking like, I'm either going to take that as a compliment or you think I suck at what I do. Like, and you're trying to get rid of me.
Just want me out of here.
Yeah. So, But no, I actually, again, and it's sad, man. We've lost too many people over the years. But another late great, my friend Gene Consollier,
Yeah.
he kind of pilfered me from CMI as a 26-year-old, and got to work with him for like 12 years, and had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, the
Another
rest is history. Never turn back.
Yeah, another good person to learn from for sure.
Yeah, I learned a lot of bad habits, but I'm sure he learned a lot of bad habits from me too. But anywho, okay, so I know you were at Haymarket for a long time, but you just recently joined Empiricus, which I told you I have a couple friends that work there. I don't know if I've got this correctly, but I know it's like the fastest growing company somewhere, maybe the world, or is it the United States?
I think it's North America.
North America?
But yeah, it's been incredible. Really
Yeah.
great experience. I've joined a really impressive group of people who are really committed to growing our engagement platform, which kind of is resulting in this insane growth that we're seeing. So I love that it's been 100% HCP first. So everything that they're doing is like reinforcing the goal of removing roadblocks and friction from HCPs to ensure that they get the resources and tools that they need to kind of better their patient care. So it's been a really cool experience. I'm really glad I made the move.
What do you got? Some notes posted on the side of your computer screen? I see your eyes are shifting, and I know you don't want to miss any key points.
You definitely want to stay on brand, right? But it's all up here. We actually just got back last week. We were at our commercial face-to-face, and we actually had to do like a mock pitch in front of leadership. So
Wow.
For the past month, it's all been working towards this. So you get the messaging down, and it was an awesome experience. So, and at that face-to-face, you get to learn so much more about not just the stuff that that you've been learning about, but like what's next to come. And it's just really exciting.
That I've worked at places where I've had to do the same thing, like present to senior management. That shit's the hardest part of the job.
100%.
I could talk to clients all day and it'd be fine, but presenting to like the CEO of your company is like you're sitting in a pool of sweat, like because they know it better than you do, and it's like don't miss this, don't miss this. Whereas a client's like, I've got a pretty good understanding of what you do, but you could tell me the sky's green, and yeah.
No, it was definitely awkward, but yeah. Got through it, and yeah, it was definitely a good experience.
That's awesome. And where was your sales meeting? Somewhere warm, I hope.
It was down in Charleston, so the idea was that it was going to be warm, but of course, It was 30 degrees. So for my first time in Charleston, I didn't necessarily get the full Charleston experience.
You got any recommendations on fun places? Because I've never been to Charleston either, and our family and another family are going there like later this year for a little vacation.
Yeah, can't recommend it enough. It was really fun, great vibe, tons of stuff to do. It's great restaurants, great food scene. Yeah. So
enjoy it.
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it.
Very good, very good. Okay, well, good luck with Empiricus. I know you guys are kicking butt, and I wish nothing but the best for you and my friends. I'll give shout outs to Amy Gell, Kyle Walton, and Marie Sheedy, etc. So, all right, let's pivot here because I like to stay on script. You, my friend, have been heavily involved with the aforementioned Association of Medical Media, AMM, as we call it for short. Are you still the co-chair of the education committee? Because I know you've moved on to bigger and better positions within the organization as the new president for 2026. But tell me a little bit about your journey with AMM.
Yeah, so I've been involved with AMM as long as I can remember. So going back to those KPR days, was indoctrinated with going to these sessions early on in my career. Awesome opportunity for networking, meeting a lot of people. If you're new, if you're a media planner that's just learning the industry, great opportunity to learn new things. So throughout the education sessions, throughout all the events over the years, the Nexus Awards was always a big thing. So yeah, through those years was all constantly involved. And then I guess there was a little bit of a time when I wasn't, and then more recently getting back involved. And it's like riding a bike, right? You get right back into it, and it's been awesome. Really enjoy it. Again, was heavily involved with the education committee with Kristen Tappan. I think one of your former
yeah, she's a guest
podcast interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's amazing. She's definitely the driving force behind all the quality education that we've had over the past couple of years. Mark DiBartolomeo has just joined in my place as I moved over to the president role. But yeah, I mean, I'm still involved. In fact, we had a meeting this morning to talk about our next education session. So March 19th, mark your calendars. It's going to be a big one.
So March 19th is a big day in U.S. history. You know why?
Why is that?
It's my birthday.
That is big.
March 19th, 1980. 1980, the year that all 4 Philadelphia sports teams made it to the championship. Only one won, the Phillies, but all four Philadelphia teams made the
unique event.
It was pretty cool.
I also have a national birthday, so I'm for many years it meant nothing, June 19th, but now it's Juneteenth. So
okay.
I was really happy to hear that that my birthday was associated with such a big moment in U.S. history. So that's exciting. And now I have
off. It's a holiday, right?
Yeah, so now I have off on my birthday, which is kind of cool too.
When I was in high school, the high school I went to was called St. Joseph's, and March 19th is St. Joseph's Day, so we got off on my birthday all 4 years. I don't get that anymore, but that was pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's my favorite. So I'll definitely be at the AMM educational session. That'll be preceded by St. Patty's Day. I believe the following day will be the start of the NCAA tournament. It's always the best week of the year.
Socializing, have a few drinks along the way. That should be a good week.
Maybe because it's my birthday. Maybe I'll have a drink. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so you're the new president. Who else? Who are the new members of? Is it your cabinet? I don't know what the hell you call it.
So my team,
yeah,
Meg Ainley of New England Journal of Medicine fame. She's our secretary for the upcoming year, and then Juliet Lee from SSEG. She is our treasurer.
Nice.
And then we've got Eileen Henry still on the executive committee as past president. And let me tell you, big shoes to fill.
Can't get rid of her. I mean, she's
don't want to need her around. That's for sure.
She was like Trump. I mean, she had multiple stints as president, and I asked her if she was going to do a third, and I think she was like, it was, I don't know if the bylaws allow for that already. Yeah. Eileen's great though. She's been fantastic in the growth and just strong leadership. So yes, you do have big shoes to fill. So don't F this up.
I'll do my best, but yeah, agreed. She's been the driving force behind this amazing comeback story of the AMN to be in the position that it's in now. So really want to keep this thing afloat and keep the growth going. So, gotcha. And with you involved, it's no doubt that it's going to happen. I mean, you've been an amazing member of the membership committee. And really driving the growth of having new members and more agency involvement. So really appreciate what you and Mandy are doing as well.
Listen, man, flattery is going to get you everywhere. So keep saying nice things about me. No, but no, seriously, I ride Mandy Graziani's coattails. She does a lot, and it's a good segue actually because I know she's on the Nexus committee. I wanted to get some plugs in. I talk about Nexus in my opening to this episode, but you got the March 19th educational session.
Yeah.
And then April 28th, again at the Liberty House. And who better to promote the Nexus Awards than 2 former winners, right?
That's right.
Two handsome former winners with great beards. And I noticed, where's your Nexus Award?
You know what?
Let's break
it out right now. We got it right here.
Nice. Mine's up here if you can see it. next to a bottle of champagne that says Eagles World Champions, next to another bottle of Bud Light that says Eagles World Champions.
Yes, all equal in value.
All stuff. Yeah. All the big awards. It's funny. My wife in 2008, the year we got married, she was an HBA Rising Star recipient, and it's the same trophy as the Nexus Award. So you could put them next to each other and say,
you got to keep them separate rooms. I'm sure hers is more prominently displayed where everybody can see it.
Hers is, she has a room in the house that she works in, and it's in a bookcase. It's not behind her like, look at me, like I am, with all my bullshit tchotchkes and bobbleheads. And I did just add the Philly Fanatic.
I noticed that.
I found that actually it was in my daughter's room. This is, wipe a tear moment. My babies are growing up. My one who's a freshman in high school had a shelf with all like teddy bears and these like little banks and stuff. And just like a year ago, she's like, let me replace this with, I don't know, Harry Styles posters or whoever.
Teenage appropriate.
Yeah. Is Robert Pattinson still hot? I don't know. Twilight. That was a long time ago. But anyway, so we were getting rid of the bears and stuff, and I think we donated them. But I saw the Philly Fanatic Bank, and I was like, that'll go nice on my bookcase with all my other stupid crap.
Perfect.
All right, so this is time's flying by. I like to try to keep these things somewhat concise, but we're going to go rapid fire questions here. This is the last part before I give you the floor to see if there's anything you want to talk about. But again, extensive research. So I went to our friends at the Healthcare Marketers Exchange to see how many times if you've ever participated. And you were the personal exchange. I did the personal exchange once. And you've had a couple articles over the years. So I want to ask you some follow-up questions. I obviously there's a lot of material to choose from, but I just picked the stuff that I'm interested in. So I saw in the personal exchange something about your interest in fantasy sports at the time, whenever you did this a couple of years ago.
Yes.
You still into fantasy sports?
100%.
100%.
Absolutely. In fact, we got to get you in for maybe next year. But I run an industry fantasy football league with about 16 teams.
Nice.
Some salespeople, mostly some media planners and people within the industry. Shout out to Sham Desai at CMI. He won this year.
Nice.
It's a good group of people and fairly competitive league. So we got to get you in for next year.
If you guys are looking to expand, I will put in my application as an expansion team from Philadelphia, and would love to join. I only play in one fantasy league, and I actually started one for my family. Mainly, I started it for my nephew, who's a big sports nut.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to be in a league, so I started it, and it's my nephew, my brother-in-law, a couple other in-laws, and then like my brother and sister, who my brother finished dead last. He was like the bye week. He didn't even set a lineup. Right. He had like Brock Purdy was his starting quarterback, who was hurt for half the year. So it was a little frustrating, but I won it 2 years ago, and this year I made the playoffs and got knocked out in the first round. But
in those type of leagues, you want to be competitive. You don't want to be the joke like your brother, but you definitely want the your nephews or nieces or kids to win.
I'm gonna have for next year. I'm gonna have to implement some kind of like punishment for finishing. You gotta get like a tattoo on your ass that says loser, something like that. So I another thing, and it's hard to believe because I've always been such a dog guy. And I was reading that you guys got a dog during the pandemic, and it was kind of like not your thing, but you got it reluctantly. Are you now like dog man?
All in. Completely.
All in on dogs?
Yeah. Yep. So neither my wife or I were dog people growing up. I had cats growing up. I don't think Jamie had pets, maybe some goldfish or something. But yeah, we jumped in on getting Lucy, who's our pandemic puppy. She's a cockapoo, and like changed our life. Like just changed like the whole family dynamic.
Yeah.
So much like brought so much joy and energy to the group, and she's like literally my best friend. We go on walks daily and play around throughout the day. So yeah, she keeps things light around the house, and it's just awesome. So like best decision we could have made. And I was so against it the whole time. It's like, this is terrible. Don't ask me to take care of her. This is just a bad idea from the start, and turned out among many other things, I was wrong about that too.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, because do you and your wife do most of the stuff? Because my kids swore to God, oh, if we get another puppy, we'll take it out. They don't do shit.
Agreed. That's always the argument. Oh, this time we'll do it. Let's get another one.
Yeah.
No, not happening. Ellie will do a little bit more than Matthew will. She'll take her out. I mean, they'll both do a little bit, but it has to be like requested.
Yeah.
They won't voluntarily do that.
So they'll play with her for like 5 minutes and then be like, okay, back to my phone. Yeah.
Listen, more fun for me and Jamie. It's fine.
You know what they do too? Like the dog will be laying in her little bed in the kitchen, and the kids will come in and want to play with the dog. Dog wants to just nap. I'm fine with it because she just shut up and stopped barking, and the kids will come in, get her all riled up, and then disappear. And then it's like, Dad, play with her. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I worked my 4 hours today. I'm tired,
Sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah. All right. Last question. You wrote an article about homemade pizza and perfecting homemade. Have you perfected homemade pizza yet?
I don't think we'll ever perfect it. I think there's always ways you can make it better, whether it's like different toppings or different flavor combinations. But I'm getting good. We bought this this kind of, it's called an uni. It's like a personal pizza oven. So It's this cool little contraption where you can build the fire in the back, so you get the really hot temperature. So it cooks really quickly. So I've learned to develop or make my own pizza dough. To make my own sauce. So it's coming together. It's pretty good.
Nice. Well, yeah, you're right. You can never perfect it. There's always improvements that can be made to anything. Yeah. Even to Nexus Award winning, high performing sales reps. We can always do better.
Always.
All right, man. So anything, I mean, I threw a lot of questions at you, but is there anything else that you have the floor to close here? Is anything you want to talk about? Anything else with AMM or?
Yeah, the only thing I'll hit on is, again, some of those upcoming dates for AMM. So again, March 19th, we've got our first educational session for the year. This one's going to be a great one. It's on health equity. Would definitely encourage everybody to come out for that. That's going to be at the IPG offices in New York. If you're in the Philly area, if you need a way to get there, definitely reach out. We can certainly help you out with transportation. April 28th, like you mentioned, is the Nexus Award. So obviously that's going to be a big event. It's the AMM's 50 years old at this year. So we've got some extra special stuff involved for that. June 9th is going to be our next educational session. That one, the topic is TBD, but keep your eyes open for that. And then finally, July 13th, Sports Day. We're bringing back Sports Day. Should be an amazing day. It's going to support a good cause too. So we're going to have a dinner at the end of the night. We'll have some raffle and auction opportunities, but great way. We're going to have golf there. We're going to have pickleball, tennis, whatever you guys are looking for. So it should be a really fun day to network and be within the industry. And just lastly, just to encourage a lot of those younger media people out there to get involved. I mean, this is your association. It's for you guys. The more involved you get, the more you can get out of it. Again, the networking, the educational opportunities, it's all really there for you. So definitely talk to your media supervisors, to your heads of agency. Let them know that you want to be involved. I know that most of the agencies are members, so definitely take advantage of it. It's for you, and you should use it.
Well said, man. I can see why they picked you to be the new president. It's
it was all, I had that all written down.
Yeah.
Just going back to the script. Yeah.
All right, cool. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, listen, I appreciate it and appreciate everything you're doing for the association. Obviously, I'm a big supporter, and yeah, it's great, man. I wish you nothing but the best, and I look forward to seeing you on my birthday at in New York, and then at the Nexus Awards, and definitely Sports Day, man. I was excited. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a fun year. But listen, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate that. This was fun.
yeah. It goes pretty quick. I look down, I'm
It
like, oh
does.
crap. So all right, dude. Well, good luck with everything. If you need anything, I'll me and Mandy will keep plugging away at trying to get new members. But a lot of momentum and a lot of good stuff, and it's the place to be. So
It
why
is.
not join?
Let's keep making it happen. Thanks again, John.
All right, man. Take it easy. I'll see you. We'll see you around.
All right, you too. Take care.
Later.
Bye.
And that's another dynamite episode in the books. I want to thank my guest, Aaron Wattenberg, for his time. Hope to see you guys out there soon, and hope the hell it gets warm pretty quickly. Be good. Take care. Bye.